VOO or VTI. These are two of the most popular ETFs for beginner investors, but which one is actually better for you? Today, I'm going to break down the difference in a really simple, beginner-friendly way so you can decide with confidence. First up, let's talk about VOO. VOO is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500 index. What does that mean? It means when you buy one share of VOO, you're actually buying a tiny piece of the 500 largest and most influential companies in the United States. We're talking about household names like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, and Tesla. These are the giants, the well-established, powerful companies that really drive the US economy. Think of VOO as your ticket to investing in America's top-tier, most stable businesses. If you want concentrated exposure to the biggest players in the game, VOO packages them all up for you in one single, easy-to-own fund. It's a powerhouse portfolio focused squarely on the leaders. Now, let's switch gears and look at VTI. VTI is what's known as a total stock market ETF. As the name suggests, it goes way beyond just the top 500 companies. Instead of owning just the biggest guys, VTI owns thousands of US companies. You get the large-cap giants like in VOO, but you also get mid-sized companies and even small, up-and-coming companies. With VTI, you are literally buying the entire US stock market in one fund. This makes VTI significantly more diversified than VOO. You're not just betting on the big dogs, you're betting on the whole team. Now, because it includes smaller, sometimes more volatile companies, VTI can fluctuate a little more in the short term. But don't worry, over the long term, it's still considered a very safe and solid investment. So, how do they actually perform against each other? When you zoom out and look at the long-term charts, the performance of VOO and VTI is incredibly similar. They practically move in lockstep. Why is that? Well, because those huge, large-cap companies in VOO make up the vast majority of the total stock market's value. Since VTI also holds all of those same large companies, their performance is what drives VTI's returns. The thousands of smaller companies in VTI just don't have enough weight to change the overall direction much. The difference in their annual returns is usually tiny, often just a fraction of a %. So, the biggest difference isn't really performance, it's about the exposure you want. To recap, VOO gives you the top 500 companies, while VTI gives you the entire market with thousands of companies. Alright, the big question: which one is better for a beginner? Honestly, there's no wrong answer here, which is great news. It really comes down to your personal preference. If you want maximum diversification, then VTI is the clear choice. It gives you a piece of everything: large, medium, and small companies, all in one simple package. It's the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it fund for owning the whole US market. On the other hand, if you prefer a more focused approach and want to invest specifically in America's largest, most dominant companies, then VOO is perfect for that. It's a clean, powerful, and straightforward fund. Both have extremely low expense ratios, which means more of your money stays invested and working for you. Both grow steadily over time, and both are fantastic choices for long-term wealth building. You really can't go wrong with either one. If you're still on the fence, here's a super simple way to choose. Pick VOO. If you want to focus on the biggest, most established companies, want something that might be slightly less volatile, and like the idea of clean exposure to the top of the market. On the other hand, pick VTI if you want the most diversification possible, want exposure to the entire US economy, including smaller growth companies, and prefer the simple, I'll just own everything approach. For what it's worth, many beginners lean towards VTI simply because it's the broadest and most all-encompassing option. But again, VOO is an absolutely amazing choice if that S&P 500 focus appeals to you more. The best part is, you can't make a bad choice here. Whether you pick VOO or VTI, you're choosing an excellent, low-cost, and time-tested ETF that is perfect for building wealth steadily over the long run. The most important thing is just to get started. If you found this helpful and want more beginner-friendly investing comparisons like this one, be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out my other videos. Thanks for watching,